Ripley! What?
Hey guys, we're here. We're going to talk about 5 women that's in the wrestling industry today. And we talking about today that has went from originally or always started with a dark character. So we're going to talk more about it and the meaning behind these characters here at Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey guys, we're here at the locker room. This is Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH. We will talk about the female wrestlers that represent demons. We talking about women characters who show their dark side. Tune in, get the likes up, because we about to air some dirty laundry on this one. Now, we are going to talk about 5 different women, like I said before. We'll first talk about Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, who is a former WWE Women's World Champion. Now, I know Rhea Ripley, she has had quite success in WWE, but if you noticed, when she did climb to the top of WWE again, she rised again when she joined the Judgment Day back in 2022 at WrestleMania 38, when she joined Edge, then leader, who also alongside Damian Priest of winning the Judgment Day. And I'm talking about this because her and others, they have this dark character. They represent the dark side, which is demon, satanic, demonic character. Now, she wears the dark lipstick, the dark hair. Everything represents a dark side character. And if you notice, once Rhea Ripley started getting into this role, she rose to the top. She had a good faction like the Judgment Day. There was the one of the most popular stables alongside the Bloodline. They ruled Monday Night Raw. They done this for quite some time until she was out of the Judgment Day where she turned to a babyface. But during her prime, she was the WWE Women's World Champion. She was the top woman on Monday Night Raw. She defeated the likes of Becky Lynch. She defeated many others like Nia Jax, got a rivalry with Liv Morgan. And I'm saying that because if you notice with all these characters, which you'll see later on, these women who get these dark characters, they get quite a push. We see this quite a bit. Rhea Ripley, one of the most top women superstars in WWE. Like I said, even though she's not currently in this heel character anymore, she still got that dark character of mommy, and she's still popular alongside WWE. But that's one example of that. Another example we have is Julia Hart. Julia Hart is a part of AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Now, what's interesting about Julia is she did not initially start off as this dark character. She really started as a cheerleader. And we know that once she got into this role of this dark character being with the House of Black, she became AEW TBS Women's Champion. And she had this championship for several months, for quite a bit until her injury. But I noticed Julia Hart, she's been rising to the top. She had a popular faction with House of Black. We know that this faction was with Brody King, Malachi Black or Aleister Black, and also Buddy Matthews. And she, like I said, once she got to this dark side, she was pushed more. You saw on television more. She was definitely did not gain that championship until she got into this character. She wears that hat. That hat's like a witch. She has this dark evil character, the all black, all everything. That definitely was not her original character when she joined AEW. She even talks about this character in an interview alongside Denise Salcedo. Let's check it out here.
Your change, you were going to be in there with the House of Black. What was your reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, I was probably the most excited just because it was more so my idea, or I asked if I could be a part of it, because I think I just needed to take myself more seriously with, the cheerleader thing. I wasn't taking myself so seriously. I couldn't translate cheerleading to wrestling because I did cheer for 6 years, so that wasn't really working out for me. I'm like, I just need something different. And when I found out about House of Black, I kind of shoot my shot and was like, what if I joined? And they're like, what? Let's see what you got. Do a promo. And then I did one, and they were like, oh, you actually do have something. Like, yeah, we'll see where this goes. And I was just like, okay. So it's kind of, I was so excited. So excited.
I didn't know that you were the one who pitched the idea, like pitched yourself for that spot, because I look at that and I'm like, oh my God, that would be so intimidating, to go into this.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I imagine.
Especially when I didn't know any of the guys, really. I didn't know them. So I asked Jerry Lynn to actually help me talk to Malachi, and then I talked to him, and it was just like, I definitely needed help because I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, I have an idea. I don't know what to do with this idea, but I think it'll be good for me. I don't know. And then seeing if Tony likes it, of course. And of course he obviously liked it because he did. So it was just kind of like, oh, like, I don't know. I'm trying my best.
Love that. I love that though, because only you know yourself the best, and you knew that somewhere in there you could pull this off, and you had that instinct, and you just ran with it, and it ended up being the thing that you can say like changed your career or altered your career in AEW.
Yeah, definitely. Because I was like, I need to do something different. I need something that's not cheerleading, because I had done that for 6 years, and I shouldn't bring it to wrestling. I need something else. Yeah.
But I also feel like, cheerleading, like being a cheerleader, a competitive cheerleader, that also must have benefited you a whole lot in the ring, because obviously, it's athletics.
Yeah, and just being in front of a crowd. I think that's my favorite part of wrestling, is just being in front of a crowd and entertaining people. So I got that with cheerleading, so I'm glad I had that practice before coming into wrestling.
So you mentioned kind of this being your idea. I kind of want to go back to the House of Black there for a second, because we talked a little bit about you not really knowing them, and having this meeting with Malachi Black, talking about it with him. How was it like being incorporated into the group? Obviously, because you got Buddy and Brody and Malachi, who are all friends. They all know each other, and they're this big burly men, and you're coming in here like a little sister. What was like the relationship like, and how has that grown throughout your guys' time together?
Yeah, they really took me under their wing, and they've treated me so great and just helped me so much. And I remember when me and Brody found out we actually lived 10 minutes away from each other, and I became really close with his wife. And I remember one time after I came back from a match, and Brody and his wife were standing at right when you come back from the curtain. They were there to like cheer me on, and I was just like, oh, these are my people. These are some.
And that was Julia Hart talking with Denise Alquido, how the cheerleading wasn't working so much out for her. And it was actually her idea to get into this dark character and do the whole House of Black stable. And we see how that worked out well for her. It took her career further along. I guess true what they say, the house always wins. But let's move on to Shotzi Blackheart. Now, Shotzi Blackheart, of course, she's a very, of course, popular character. She's known for having a tank. She's known for doing NXT for a while, doing the Halloween Havoc stuff and everything. Now, Shotzi, she definitely have a dark character. She has the green hair. She dresses all kind of wild, got the tattoos, everything. Now, I know that she also, is been going over with this popular character. Now, Shotzi, she didn't get no major singles championships or anything, but I will say that Shotzi definitely has been involved with a lot of stuff, a lot of good storylines with NXT. She's always a part of the Halloween Havoc. And since she returned from her injury, she's been in the stable alongside Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. She's been involved with both of them. They have their little stable going on, which is called the Blackheart Stable. Now, this is herself, Gigi Dolan on the right, and Tatum Paxley on the left. So, like I said, they've been involved in some matches there. They've been involved in New Year's Evil. They have been involved with everything as far as popularity goes. Now, we don't see them as much every week on NXT, but Shotzi, she definitely is a popular character. Or Chemical X, I've heard his name too. It's Blackheart Stable or Chemical X, whatever you want to call it. That's probably the new name, but Shotzi, she's definitely one of the darker characters, and people like her a lot. Let's move on to Alexa Bliss. All right, now on to Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, we know that she's definitely had one of the most popular dark characters. Now, I know she was brought in by Bray Wyatt And it totally transformed her character. I'm not gonna lie, this really helped her character development because some people thought that Alexa Bliss was stale. But Alexa Bliss, she's still one of great talents. She came a long way. Now she was with Bray Wyatt. She definitely had her own storyline. She was controlled by Bray Wyatt, and she had the whole thing going for her. She also was involved with that, and with being on Monday Night Raw. Now, she did not have no major title at this time. She won her championships before transforming to this dark character that she is in now. But I will say Alexa Bliss definitely not help only herself. She helped the Fiend. She even got more popular than the Fiend did, actually. And we know that she was on Monday Night Raw. She had some good popular storylines. She was a very popular supernatural character. Now, there's some people saying that she's the worst supernatural character ever. Some people did not like it. It's mixed reactions, but it's definitely a popular to say, to explain everything. But I know she not only was involved with Bray Wyatt, of course, she definitely had another thing that was popular. It was Alexa Bliss and this Lily doll. And like I said, she got the dark eyes, the sick look. And like I said, it's the dark side, and it definitely helps the character get a push. She's another one. When she turned to the dark side, she got a push again. Now, I know she had a push before. She's a former women's champion. I get all of that. But she was growing stale before going to the dark side and getting in this character. And we know that as well because she also had a storyline with Randy Orton, who was also feuding with The Fiend at the time. So this was really helping Alexa. Now, I know before she did take her maternity leave and she just returned at the Royal Rumble, she was involved in a title match against Bianca Belair at Royal Rumble 2023. And fast forward to now that she's returned and signed a new contract reportedly with WWE, she's doing that character again. So it just shows that the dark side pushes a character. But she talks more about this in the interview here. So let's see what else she has to say about it right here.
Now, let's talk about your cosplays. My God, you have a lot. And I have to confess that my favorite was like Chucky and Freddy Krueger because I'm a big fan of horror movies. Amazing.
I love.
And what about, yes, that was amazing. And what about you? What is your favorite ring gear cosplay so far?
I loved the Freddy gear. I think that was my favorite cosplay. Obviously the Harley Quinn. Yeah, obviously the Harley Quinn one was the one kind of based all of my merchandise. But yeah, I liked Freddy. Chucky was a fun one. Chucky though, that took a year to be able to wear it. So I had it a year prior to wearing it, and I just couldn't get it approved yet. Once it got approved, I was ready to.
Now, that was Alexa Bliss. She was on L Brunch WWE channel. Now, she talks about the costumes, how it took long to get the costumes. Like I said, once again, these female wrestlers love getting to these dark characters. They love getting to the dark side. They like representing the devil and satanic messages. But let's move on to Stephanie Walker. Now, Stephanie Walker, she's one of the newer talents in WWE. Now, she has a very long career back in Chile and all overseas, all over the world. Her first title was the Women's North American Championship that she did win at Vengeance Day this year, back in February. And she's also now a double champion, the first woman in WWE to hold the Women's North American Championship and the Women's NXT Championship simultaneously when she defeated Julia at NXT Roadblock. So another great talent. But if you notice with Stephanie Walker, she always wears these devil horns on top of her head. There's always red and black. It's the devil there that she represents. Like I said, all of these women, including Stephanie, they're talented. I'm not taking that away from them. It's just what they represent. They're representing a bad message. Not a great message, but definitely the devil's message. And if you see that in her t-shirts here, she has the t-shirt merchandise that it's the devil horn, it's the black and red. It just sent a very bad message, So it's like I noticed with all these women in WWE or AEW, whatever what company they're in, they always talk about the dark side. They always have to represent that. And with Stephanie Walker, as you can see, she's been pushed heavily. She not only has one, but two titles now. And she hasn't even been in WWE that long. It's like when you represent these dark characters, you represent a message, the devil or whatever color is, purple, red. They always push these characters, whether in a big storyline push or they get into the top as a women's champion or mid-card championship or the women's top championship, whether it's NXT, Raw, SmackDown, whatever the case may be. And that's the whole thing with these women characters. They represent a message. And I know that people are going to say, oh, you hear this about Undertaker, Kane, and Abyss. We understand that they do it with the men too, but they really do it heavily on the women. That's why I talked about these 5 different women. They represent a dark character, dark message. And these 5 women have been pushed more than they were previously. They either had a career setback or they were never pushed. And now they're pushed when they represent the dark side. And I see this so much. It's the thing with the women wrestlers, they either represent the dark side or they're representing showing off their body. In some cases, with Ripley, for example, they show off a little bit of their body as well. And that's what they represent today. That's what I see in the wrestling industry. And no one talks about this enough. It's always female wrestlers that represent demons or a satanic or devil message. So that's what I'm talking about. That's all I have for the female wrestlers that represent demons. You guys let me know what you think. You guys in the comment section, let me know if you agree or disagree. I know the people are upset. They're going to think I'm coming at their favorite wrestlers, the people that represent the goth. They're going to be triggered and getting their feelings. You can say what you want to say too. It's all good. I'm going to stay how I feel, my opinion. You can take it however you want it. Check out the content here, Toxic Reign Scandal, a.k.a. KDH. You guys already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.